In a quiet neighborhood on the outskirts of Houston, 19-year-old Daniel Carter woke up every morning before sunrise, even though he had nowhere to be. Daniel had lost his warehouse job months ago. Bills stacked up. His mother worked double shifts at a diner. And most days, Daniel walked the streets handing out resumes that no one seemed to read. But every morning at 6:30 a.m., he carried a small brown paper bag to a tiny blue house at the end of Maple Street. Inside that house lived Mr. Harold Thompson, a frail 82-year-old widower with no family nearby. The two had met by chance one winter morning when Daniel found him struggling to carry groceries in the cold. Since that day, Daniel made it his mission to bring him breakfast, toast, eggs, sometimes just oatmeal and tea. Fancy. Just enough to remind the old man that someone cared. "Oh, why do you keep doing this, son?" Mr. Thompson once asked. Daniel smiled softly. "Because one day I'll be old too." The neighbors noticed. Some whispered that Daniel must want something. Money, inheritance, sympathy. But Daniel never asked for $1. He'd sit for 20 minutes, listen to war stories, laugh at old jokes, and then head back out to search for work. One rainy Thursday morning, Daniel knocked on the blue door as usual. No answer. He knocked again. Still nothing. Worried, he gently pushed the door open. It wasn't locked. Mr. Thompson was lying on the floor beside the kitchen table. Daniel's heart stopped. He rushed to his side, called 911, and stayed with him until the ambulance arrived. At the hospital, doctors said Daniel had come just in time. Few hours later, and Mr. Thompson might not have survived the stroke. For 3 days, Daniel visited him in the hospital, even though bus fare meant skipping his own lunch. On the fourth morning, as Daniel returned home, something unexpected happened. The quiet street rumbled with the sound of engines. Motorcycles, at least 15 of them, black jackets, heavy boots. Serious faces, they stopped right outside Daniel's small rented house. Neighbors peeked through curtains. Daniel froze. The leader, a tall, gray-bearded biker named Marcus, stepped forward. "Are you Daniel Carter?" he asked. Daniel nodded cautiously. Marcus removed his helmet. "Oral Thompson is my uncle." Daniel's chest tightened. "He told us everything," Marcus continued, "about the breakfasts, about you saving his life." Daniel lowered his eyes. "I just did what anyone should do." Marcus shook his head slowly. "No, you did what most people don't." The bikers opened their saddlebags, but they weren't carrying threats. They were carrying groceries, food, blankets, a toolbox, even a brand new suit. "We run a construction company," Marcus said. "Uncle Harold told us you've been looking for work." Daniel's throat tightened. "If you're willing," Marcus continued, "you start Monday." Daniel blinked back tears. "Why would you help me?" Marcus smiled faintly. "Because kindness deserves protection and respect." That day, the same neighbors who once whispered watched in silence as tough-looking bikers stocked Daniel's empty kitchen with food. Before leaving, Marcus handed Daniel an envelope. Inside was a handwritten note from Mr. Thompson. "Dear Daniel, you gave me dignity when the world forgot I exist. Never believe you are jobless. A man who serves others always has purpose." Daniel cried for the first time in months, not because life had been unfair, but because goodness had finally knocked back on his door. Weeks later, Daniel stood on a construction site wearing that new suit jacket over his work clothes. He wasn't rich, he wasn't famous, but he had something stronger than both. Community. And every Sunday morning without fail, Daniel still brought breakfast to Mr. Thompson, who now waited by the window, smiling. Because sometimes human rights don't start in courtrooms. They start with toast, tea, and a young man who refuses to walk past someone in need.